All right, y'all. So basically, we already learned how to, you know, tap the tempo, and that's going to be important once you learn how to sample. But first, I'm going to tell you how to sample. So what you want to do is you want to take an audio file. It's my audio file right here, MP3 file or AIF file. Drag it into Logic. Doesn't take that long. It might have to create, if you haven't dragged it in there before, what it's going to do is create an overview for it, which takes a couple seconds. But skipping that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select mine by the locators, but you can split yours by the playhead because I don't like selecting the whole file. It's just a little bit too much. So what I'm gonna do is I go up here to audio, strip silence. Now there's a shortcut button for it too. Oh, first off, that's what happens if you select the whole file. But what I want to do is I want to split it by the locators first. So I'm gonna split this by locators. Boom. Not very hard. You can either use the shortcut button for it. It's like Control X or something like that. So I'm a strip silence. If you see, for some reason it's not. Let me see. Huh? Yeah, but for some reason my little shortcut doesn't work. So for whatever reason that is, we can we'll solve that in another day. So what you want to do is you want to change the pre-attack time to 0, and you want to change the post-release time all the way to 60 seconds. Now you saw when I did that, certain fields, certain little bars showed up, and you can play with the minimum time to accept for silence. The less more bars, obviously, the more or less bars. So you kind of toy with this and see where it leads you or whatnot. I'm gonna set mine to like a funky number like that, and yeah, I'm gonna do something like this, okay, which gives me some funny samples. They're not all even because it's a pretty even file. So boom, I'm gonna do that for that one and do the exact same thing for the next one. Same settings for the next one. Boom. So next thing I want to do is I want to open up my sampler. Open up a sampler, hit edit. You can either use Ultrabeat or the sampler, the EXS24. I like this one better. Just select all of them and drop them right in there. And you can start with C1 or whatever you want to. I really I have my pads already set up to what I want them to be set up to. So but basically it's gonna take a second to load up, and the reason why you want to strip silence is because it chops it up. It's basically like I guess like on the new MPC 5000 they got a program or something called Auto Chop 2.0, and it's basically like that where it automatically chops the shit up for you. So this way you could choose what you want to chop, but at the same time you don't have to sit there and choose every point. You can basically get a global feel for just chopping it up and then go afterwards and edit it, in the sampler editor. And I show a little quick snippet on how to do that. But it's a real simple, very simple process. It's and then after you get your samples in, that's when you can play your samples and you can work with setting the tempo for your project to match that of your samples. Because when you take your samples, you might want to slow the tempo down, slow the pitch up, or speed the tempo down, change the pitch a little bit. And you can do that. You just have to change the tempo. And by changing the tempo, if you want to change the tempo, you can tap the tempo using your shortcut tap tempo button. So it all ties into itself to make if you have one, the MPK seem like a MPC, and if you don't have one, it makes working with Logic just a little bit easier for you, more user friendly. So after that took forever in my whole lifetime to load up, what you want to do is you could just go through and play one of the samples. But you see how I'm gonna play it on my MPK. You see how that played 2 or 3 times. You can actually change that if you just go go back to the sampler and just switch this to mono. So I changed my pitch right here with the tune, and you know. So now that I have that set up, I can just minimize this window, and I can get out of this. So I want to set my project tempo to match that of my sample. Now, how do I do that, you ask? Well, you just click the shortcut button that hopefully you watched the previous video, and you want to open up your tempo interpreter like so. Set everything to 0 besides the tap count in and the tap step. Turn off tempo recording. And then you go down to sync, and I press my sync shortcut button, and I make sure this is on manual sync like I had it, and it is. So yeah. So now I want to listen to my sample as I play it and tap my tempo. So that basically set my tempo to 108. So I just copy that and hit stop, go back, okay. So now when I turn this off using my shortcut button, so sweet, now I could now you see it's not completely perfect. That's what I have the shortcut buttons for, to turn on sync and make it right. So that's about what I think should be right. So I hit stop, go back to the front, make sure that was copied, write that in there. So basically I got that set up. So I want to start sampling. I could just hit my record. Just like an MPC, So Sweet give you that swing. It swings great. Logic is a great program. Oh yeah, make sure you check out my MySpace page, DJ Chilled Out, myspace.com. You already know what it is. That's why your mother loves me.